Good evening. This is Angie Stewart from Miami Inner Light here in Kardec Radio, live via Facebook, via YouTube, via app. We are super happy to have you here. And if you are new to listening to this show and many others that are broadcasted via Kardec Radio, take advantage of this. There are dozens of different people here doing beautiful work, studying many different books, talking about many different subjects, so you can all benefit from it. And me, Angie Stewart, I am doing the study of this beautiful book, Among Brothers of Other Lands. This is a work of many different texts that were compiled by two mediums, Chico Xavier, Valdo Vieira, during their lives abroad from Brazil. So many of these messages were psychographic in the United States, but also in Europe as well. And they are messages pertinent to the Spiritist movement that actually work outside of Brazil. So this is for us, especially us that we are broadcasting in English. So the fact we are doing this in English is already a blessing, because we remove this from just the Brazilians or people that can understand Portuguese. So this is wonderful. So if you can, please spread the good news to your friends, your family, so they will also be able to benefit from this beautiful knowledge that Spiritism brings to all of us. And before I start, we are actually using a new system. We are using a StreamYard today, so I hope you can hear me. I cannot see the names of the people, only whenever you write something. So if you want to write something, if you want to make comments, that's wonderful, because I will be able to see your names and say something about it. I also would like to remind you that we always start with a prayer. So in Spiritism, we all know, but you might not know, the spirits, they will bless our water, and this water will be our medication. And in times of difficulties like we are going through, this coronavirus and also protests all over the place, it's very hard at times that we are going through. It's important that we keep our good health. So if you have a bottle of water or a glass of water, just put it there, and during our final prayer, the spirits will put your medication there. So let's just start with a prayer, then we can wait for our friends to start arriving, and we start the study of tonight. God, our Mother and Father, thank you so much for bringing us here tonight to continue our study, to continue our little process of evolution. Even if we do it little by little, but we are not stopping. We are facing any difficulties, and we are moving forward, understanding we are here on earth to face adversities, but to overcome the obstacles that might come. And with the strength that this beautiful doctrine gives to us, we are able to see light in any dark spaces, in any difficulties that we might be going through. Please stay with us now and always. Thank you so much. So be it. Very good, my friends. Very happy to be here. And, my birthday was June 1st. I was all excited, but you cannot celebrate because we are in social distancing. So I stayed home, but silly, I haven't eaten red meat for, 7, 8 years. I don't even know. But I ate a few pieces, 3 pieces of salami, because I used to love salami in the past. Well, just for you to imagine, I got wildly sick for 2 full days, wildly sick. So it was very, very difficult. And I start thinking, oh my goodness, is it some kind of spiritual thing? It's some kind of spiritual message. It's something that that my mediumship is bringing because I'm not participating of my mediumship meetings. And then, boom, the information just came to my brain as my guardian angel was just directly telling me, no, you ate salami. And then I'm like, oh, yes. So I got the message, and like I chose not to eat red meat. So when you choose it, follow through and do whatever you're supposed to do. When you stop eating and suddenly you take a piece back, your whole organism, your physical body will feel it very intensely, and the answer is immediate. But I feel really blessed that I was able to feel good again after 2 really, really rough days, and I'm here back and able to talk to you about this beautiful book. So if you were new, we have been studying this book for quite a long time. We are in chapter 30th right now. So tonight will be this, the study of the parables. It's beautiful, really beautiful. It's a little bit longer. Usually we study 2 pages. This one has 4 pages. It's longer, but it's beautiful. The analysis, it's really beautiful. It's very enlightening to all of us. So I'm sure you are going to all enjoy it. Let me just say hello to my friends here. Hello, Saul. How are you? Nice to have you here. Always here. Silvia Otero. Hello, darling. I'm always watching you. And I love you. Your dedication. Ah, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. We try our best. We have our difficulties, of course, but we always try. Hello, Matthew. I'm so happy it's loud and clear. You know what I did lately? Before I start, I do a prayer with you guys, but before I start, I do my prayer to connect before we started. And the past few times I have included in my prayer, praying for the computer, for the internet, for the sun, for the camera, for my dogs to calm down. And it has been working. Awesome! I pray for any electronics nowadays because you never know. But I'm so happy to have been receiving good help. This is wonderful. Hello, Claudia Silva. Perfect transmission, audio. That's so good. I'm so happy. I'm in Montevideo, Uruguay. Hey, this is awesome. Very good. Super good. From Montevideo. That's nice. Hello, Teresa. How are you doing? So, my friends, I already took 9 minutes from our 1 hour. So let's go. As I said, the text is a little bit long. It's 4 pages, 3.5 pages. So I will read it, but feel free to put any comments or any questions. And when I finish, we can go little by little reading and we can talk about it. So who wrote this text was Brother X. Brother X, we already mentioned him a few times. Brother X was his nickname, his pseudonymous, and his real name was Humberto de Campos. So he was a poet, he was a writer, he was very famous in Brazil. And I already told his story. When he died, Chico Xavier, the medium, he started psychographing texts, poems from him. And then was a huge fight because his family did not believe in this message from his dead spirit. But when he said, no, this is from Humberto de Campos, then they believed, and they sued Chico Xavier in court to receive money from this. So it was a very difficult moment in the time of Chico Xavier that was very simple, very humble, very poor, and he was not charging anything at all. But the spirituality knows very well how to do things, and it took some time, but the issue was resolved. And nowadays, the grandson of Humberto de Campos is a spiritist, and he actually works in spiritist centers too. So this is really beautiful. So let's go. Let's start. We were commenting about the necessity of spreading the spiritist doctrine when the Rabbi Zohar ben Ozias, distinguished Israeli leader, who is currently devoted to the truths of the gospel in the spiritual world, asked permission to paraphrase the parable of the talents told by Jesus. And so he said simply, "My friends, the Lord of the earth, living temporarily out of the world, called 3 of his servants, considering the potential of each one, and trusted them some of his own riches as a loan, telling them that he would meet them later in the superior life. To the first servant, he handed money, power, comfort, skills, and prestige. 5. To the second one, he gave intelligence and authority. And to the third servant, he gave the spiritist knowledge. After a long period of time, the 3 scared and vacillating servants appeared before the Lord for the settling of accounts. The first one moved forward and said, "Lord, I made much nonsense, and I could not fulfill your will, which determines goodness for all of your subjects. But with the 5 talents that you put in my hands, I started to cultivate with very little results, other 5 that are here: work, progress, friendship, hope, and gratitude. In some of friends that remained in the world. Forgive me, O divine friend, if I couldn't do more." And the Lord answered calmly, "That's all right, loyal servant, because you didn't err intentionally. Go back to the terrestrial field and restart the interrupted work by rebirthing under the support of those affections you gathered." Then came the second servant and claimed, "Lord, please deign to forgive my inability. I could not understand clearly the designs that set down equal happiness for all creatures, and I perpetrated lamentable mistakes, even though I mobilized the 2 values that you gave me. With them, I gained 2 others that are culture and experience for many of siblings that remained on earth." The sublime benefactor replied, satisfied, "It is all right, loyal servant, because you did not make the mistakes intentionally. Go back to the terrestrial fields and restart the interrupted work, rebirthing under the support of those affections you gathered." The third one moved forward and explained, "Lord, I give you back the spiritist knowledge as pure and untouched as I received from your generosity. The Spirit knowledge is light, Lord, and with it I have learned that your law is too hard, attributing to each person according to her own works. How can we, such a bright and live lamp, when human beings on earth are divided by nightmares of envy and jealousy, cruelty and illusion? How can we employ the light of your truth without hurting or bothering? And how to bother and hurt without bringing regrettable consequences to myself? You know that the truth among human beings creates problems wherever it appears. Due to this, I was afraid of your law, and I considered more reasonable for me to conform with the quietness of my home. And thinking like that, I hid the gift you recommended me to apply. Here I return such a wealth back to you without any minimum touch on my part. The sublime creator, however, feeling kind of sad and austere, ordered that the treasure of the Spirit's knowledge was taken from him and immediately given to the two diligent helpers that would be sent to earth again, firmly declaring, "Unfaithful servant, due to your negligence, there is no other alternative but to restart your work through the obscure obstacles of the beginning." "Lord, Lord," cried the careless servant, "what is your equity? You have given my fellows money, power, comfort, skills, prestige, intelligence, and authority. And to me, you gave only the Spirit's knowledge. How can you make me the whole weight of your severity fall on me?" The Lord, however, softly explained, "You don't ignore that I attribute to you the light of the truth as being the greatest good of all. If both your fellows did not set everything right, it is because they missed the discernment that you could have given them through your example. You run away from giving your example for being afraid of the responsibility of correcting with love and work with instruction. Hiding the wealth that I lent you, not only you lost yourself due to fear of suffering and helping, but you also damaged the deficient work of your fellows. Their work in their world would have reached greater efficiency in the eternal goodness had they received a portion of the love and service, humbleness and patience that you denied them. "Lord, Lord, why?" sobbed the unfortunate servant. "Why such a harshness in your law? No, sorry. Why such a harshness if your law is one of mercy and justice?" Then the assistants of the Lord conducted the disloyal servant to the shadows of resumption, clarifying to him that the law, in fact, is discipline of mercy and justice, but there is one difference. For the individuals who ignore their duty, justice arrives through the permit of mercy. But for the ones who are aware of their own duties, mercy comes through prison of justice. London, England, August 10, 1965. Wow, very beautiful, very powerful message. So this text was written by Brother X, and then he's telling us the story of this Rabbi Zohar ben Ozias, who is actually paraphrasing the parable of the talents that was told by Jesus to his disciples and to all the people in that time. So paraphrasing is when you are explaining something in a more enlightened way, with a better example, something like that. So the rabbi was actually paraphrasing the story that Jesus told the disciples of the talents, putting it to it in a very spiritist environment, in a way that we can connect very well. Imagine if we were one of the servants. So we are in the spiritual realm, and God tells us, okay, you're going to reincarnate to earth, and I'm going to give you 5 talents, 2 talents, 1 talent. You have to go there and you have to work on it. You have to make the best you can with the talents you are receiving. They received different talents, but they had to do the best they could. And it's beautiful the way he explains the story, that what each servant did, how they did, and that they all, like he starts here on the first page, he starts, let me see here. Let me see, what is it? After a long period of time, the three of the servants, they were scared and vacillating servants. They appeared before Lord for settling the account. So they 3 knew they haven't done a very good job. They did what they could with what they knew in the time, but they knew it was not the best of the best. So they were concerned. It's almost like when you work to a company, and you know, every company, they have the yearly review. So you have to sit with your boss and you have to talk about everything you did through the year, how you did, and your boss is going to say, good job, or your boss will say more or less, or your boss is going to say, no, you could have done better. So it's tough. It's a moment that you're like, oh my God, how it's going to be that? So that's exactly what the 3 servants did. So let me see if anyone wrote anything. So my friends, this system here, I only can see your names if you write anything. If you don't write, I'm happy you're here, but I cannot see you. So I see here André Rodrigues. Hello, André. Very nice to have you here with us. So as I told you guys, if you want to comment anything, question anything, please just write, and I will be happy to read your comment and we can understand the text together. So now we are going to go through the 3 servants. So the first servant is the one who received 5 talents. So he goes to the Lord and he says, I made much nonsense and I could not fulfill your will, which determines goodness for all your subjects. But with the 5 talents that you put in my hands, I started to cultivate at least, with very little results, other 5 that are work, progress, friendship, hope, and gratitude. So let's see which were the first 5. Do you remember which were the first 5 he received? So he received 5 tough talents. So the talents he received were money, power, very difficult ones. Money and power usually are connected. Money, power, comfort, skills, and prestige. So money, power, and prestige are very connected. But with money, power, prestige, comfort, and skills, he was able to develop work, progress, friendship, hope, and gratitude. So even if he believes he didn't do a wonderful job, because he knows the Lord wants goodness for all your subjects. So he probably couldn't do good for all the people that he met. He was involved when he incarnated, but he did an amazing job because he was actually able to develop, besides work in progress, he probably, who knows, opened industries, big companies, gave jobs to a lot of people, helped the people to go to schools, to study, to progress. But he also developed a friendship, hope, and gratitude. This is beautiful. He was able to develop a gratitude. So people were grateful for whatever work he did. So this is beautiful. Imagine us, whatever we are doing, whatever little thing we are doing, it will be so good if we die and there is one person that is grateful for our existence. Even if it's our mom or our daughter or our son, it's already something. It's already something that we planted a good seed. But now imagine if you are able to do something big, really big. Imagine somebody like Chico Xavier in Brazil with his mediumship, with his immense love, donation of love in every aspect. Imagine Mother Teresa of Calcutta, this loving being that was such a small woman, very simple. She was able to change so much. She was able to see in every single person, especially the very poor ones that she used to say, the abandon of the world, as her brothers and sisters. And she touched them, not just physically, because yes, physically she did so much. She created a huge congregation of these nuns that used to go there to help them, to really grab them on the streets, feed them, clean their sores, and help them. But she cleared their spirit. She touched their spirit with her love. Just sometimes she couldn't do much for them. She just said, I am here. You can die in peace. You will go to Lord. Just this reassurance that they are not going to die alone, that was already something. So it's just for us to think about. It's already good when we are able to do a little tiny thing. But imagine if we can do a little bit bigger. Not just our mom or our daughter or son, but something bigger. We can touch more people. It's wonderful. So that's why Spiritism helps us so much, helps us to get out of our cocoon, even if we are going through crises with difficulties. Nowadays, so many people unemployed. Then there is the suffering also of the protests. We know racism is still so big and powerful. And not just in the United States, it's everywhere. Everywhere. Brazil, there is a lot of racism too. But in many countries, it's seen a different way. Or is not as strongly demonstrated. I don't want to go into this type of a subject because it's not what we are talking here, but it's just for us to reflect in the inequalities and the difficulties of our planet. So if we can do a little bit something for some other person, this is already wonderful. This is already wonderful. We are getting out of our cocoon, our personal problems, and see the world and understand there are problems that are so much bigger, so much bigger. And if we're living here, we have to do something too. We have to be part of it and try to help it. Yes, I say that I'm not going to talk about, and I go back to think about the protests. I do not agree with the protests when they go and they burn the stores and they rob the stores and they destroy so many things. This is very sad because it doesn't bring strength to a beautiful movement, but it brings division. But I'm talking about the movement that really wants to make the whole world to wake up, that the color of our skin, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We are all sons and daughters of God. And yes, we come back here. Some develop special skills. They become very rich and powerful. Others, they do not, because maybe in a previous life they misuse it. So they need to come back in an inferior way to pass by the difficult tests of poverty. But we are all sons of a God, and we have to help each other. We have to be more understanding with each other. We should, would be the ideal thing, to practice this protest like Gandhi did. Gandhi was able to free his country from the power of the United Kingdom through peace. He was able to say, no, we are not going to fight, because if we fight, we are just going to destroy this country. So we are going to fight through peace, through movements of peace. And he himself, so many times, he went on a strike of food. He went on hunger to be able to demonstrate to the world that he was fighting against something. So this should be the ideal way of protesting. But, you know, we live in a world that's not perfect. And unfortunately, there are people that get involved in anything and they use it for personal profit. And that's what some of these people are doing. A movement to help the whole class. They use it to be able to invade famous stores, to rob shoes and bags and whatever. But they are not really empowering their class. But the people who are really fighting for this, they know it. And they also don't agree with it. And we saw many times on TV, the beautiful side of it. We saw a lot of people pray. Here in Miami, the city of Coral Gables, we were able to see the police kneeling down when the protesters were passing. And some of them said they were sorry for whatever other police officers did. Because it's not the whole police that's bad. We always say that we can never generalize a thing. Never. It's not because, let's make a crazy comparison just to break the heaviness of the situation. It's not because Brazil is famous because of samba that every single Brazilian knows how to dance samba. Yes, it's not. So it's not because some police officers are bad because the whole corporation is bad. It's not true. So there is always hope. And this thing is bringing light to something that was dark and hidden and needed to be shown. It's not the first time it happens. And hopefully it will be the last, but unfortunately we don't know. But at least we are really waking up with many, many big corporations making strong statements about it. And they are also willing to help to implement it to implement changes in their own business, and it's spreading around the world. So these things are good. These things are positive. So I talk too much about this because it's so touching, and we are all touched about that. So whatever you are, I know you saw on TV, you have your reasoning, your feelings, negative, positive, but remember, nothing happens by a chance. Nothing really happens by a chance. So maybe you're thinking, but my goodness, when rain, it pours. Like Americans like to say, it's raining cats and dogs. So yes, we are still in a coronavirus situation with social distancing, and then this thing happened, and then the people are getting together during this dangerous time, but it was needed. Maybe like this, it got more strength, and it was able to be seen, not just in one state, but through the whole planet. Because anything that happens in the United States becomes news in the whole planet with very few minutes. So let's really pray and hope the situation is going to change. As we know, God sent the coronavirus to us because we need to change. We don't know what we have to change, but us spiritists, we know there are lots of things that are wrong with the humanity. Especially here in the United States, is a country that it's so consumist. Consumist is the correct word. You guys that know better than me, but it's like when in the US you love this thing of buying, you buy. This is not healthy. This is not healthy. So we were put in our homes for 2 months, some places 3 months, that we could not get out of our homes. And now you understand the society is changing, absolutely changing. People pass 3 months without buying shoes, bags, furniture, cars, whatever. And everybody survived. The world is changing. Now companies that said, no, it's impossible to work from home because I want to see my employee, now is understanding it's actually better. It's actually better because my employee is happier. He does not need to travel 1 hour, 2 hours. He is in his home right now. And of course, adjustments need to be done when the people have little kids. It's a little bit more difficult, but the world will be different after the coronavirus. And this moment of reflection that we spent 1 to 3 months, consumerism, very good. Thank you, Teresa. I need you. So what I'm saying is that this months, 3 months, especially in New York, my friends from New York that have been going through this for such a long time, and it's so difficult and painful. Everything is changing. So whenever we return to some kind of normality, that's not going to be the way we lived before, we all will have things in our minds that have changed. The things we see life will be different. And hopefully, the majority of the population will understand it and will change to the better. Yes, there will be a lot of people that unfortunately, they just wasted their time stuck in their homes and they didn't change their minds or their attitudes. But this is everywhere, and that's the power of reincarnation. Yes, these people will come back to live again, exactly like the parable here with the third servant. So let's go through. My goodness, 9:40, I talk too much, but doesn't matter. This is a long text. It's beautiful, important. The moment we are living is also very important. So it is important for us to talk. I might not be able to talk about the gospel today. Let's see. But we can always continue the gospel next week. So now that we read the first talent, he told God, he told the Lord what he was able to accomplish, even if it was not as good as God expected. God answers him. That's all right, loyal servant, because you didn't err intentionally. You didn't make mistakes with the intention of doing it, with the desire of doing it. And then he goes, go back to the terrestrial field and restart the interrupted work by rebirthing under the support of those affections you gathered. So you gather these friends, you gather these people on earth that you cemented. You put the seed of all these talents that you got, plus the ones you developed. So now you have the chance to go back to their arms to continue doing this work. So God was happy about it. So in God's vision, that was a good job, because whatever mistakes he did not have the intention of doing it. This is one of the things we always say in Spiritism. We always say, what matters is the intention. How did you do it? Did you have the intention of hurting someone, or unfortunately it happens? There will be differences. Yes, if someone got hurt and you caused it, will have a consequence for that. But it will be different that if you wanted to really hurt, or if you wanted just, I don't know, to scare someone. It's there is an intention in the back of it. But of course, if the consequence is negative, we always have the thing that you have to, how can I say, not to pay for that, but your conscience will be the one that will say, Angela, remember in 1985 you did this and this. So you will like, oof, I have to recover that. I have to go through that thing that I made someone to hurt. So we move on to the second servant. So the second servant said, Lord, please deign to forgive my inability. I could not understand clearly the designs that set down equal happiness for all creatures. And I perpetrated lamentable mistakes, even though I mobilized the two values that you gave me. With them, I gained two others that are culture and experience. So what were the first two? So the first two he received were intelligence and authority. So he received intelligence and authority, and he was able to develop culture and experience. So he had these four beautiful things. So, and then he says, for many of siblings that remained on earth. So then the sublime benefactor replied, satisfied. He said, it's all right, loyal servant, because you did not make the mistakes intentionally. Go back to the terrestrial field and restart the interrupted work, rebirthing under the support of those affections that you gathered. So, you know, as he mentioned, he received intelligence and authority. And he was able, with this intelligence and this authority, he was able to create culture and experience. So they were able, even if they were not able to do in a big scale or in a perfect scale, they were able to develop something. But now comes the last servant that received only one talent. But look at the problem. He received only one, and he started thinking too much, sometimes thinking what is wrong, using his own fears, his own issues, to not do anything with that talent. This is similar to us that we receive a beautiful gift of a reincarnation, and you come back to your reincarnation and you have 5 things that you have to develop, or you have to work on it. And when you come, you know, you have free will. So your guardian angel is always telling, do this, do this, do this, it's going to be better. And then you yourself, oh, but this is difficult. Oh, but I can get hurt. Oh, but it's so much work. Oh, I'm lazy. So we start finding excuses for not accomplishing it. And we end up not doing anything. So in Spiritism, we say we are always advancing. There is always something that we can advance, but the spirit of Emmanuel, he already mentioned the lazy spirits are the ones who come back to a new reincarnation, and they do not regress, because we cannot. We cannot become worse than what we are. We do not regress. But they did not advance even this little bit. They stayed stationary with the same things they had, the same issues. They remained the same way, the same bad attitudes. They did the same thing. So they were not able to progress as we are all expected to do. So this is more or less what the third servant did. So let's go through it. So he starts, Lord, I give you back the Spirit's knowledge as pure and untouched as I received from your generosity. The Spirit knowledge is light, Lord, and with it, I have learned that your law is too hard, attributing to each person according to his or her own works. How can we, such a bright and live lamp, when human beings on earth are divided by nightmares and envies of her jealousy, cruelty, and illusion? And then he goes on, and he says, how to bother and hurt without bringing regrettable consequences to myself? I was afraid of your law, and I consider more reasonable to me to conform with the quietness of my home. It's almost like you have to live in society to improve. That's why when in the past, the eremites, they went to the mountains to meditate and to live a life of loneliness, to reflect. Yes, he was able to be able to reflect, to meditate, to imagine how would be the good life, how would be the perfect life. But if this eremite don't come back to live in society, to be able to put in practice all these thoughts and the learning material that he was developing, this is for no use, because we only really progress when we are face to face to our difficult brothers and sisters. We all have it. We all have many. Some of us have more, others have less, but we all have it. And many times God puts our difficult brothers and sisters in our family. So we are able to calm down a little bit, because if the difficult brothers and sisters were just our neighbors, we would just move away to another city. But because we cannot move away from a different mother or father or brother or sister or aunt or uncle, then that's why lots of them come in our family, many times as our kids, our own kids. Today, I was listening to a beautiful talk of Maíse. She is a very famous spiritist from Brasília, the capital of Brazil. And she was giving many beautiful stories. And one of the stories is of a person that she knows. And she met Chico Xavier. So she has lots of these beautiful stories of Chico Xavier. And this person was a medium and was extremely disturbed by 3 spirits. And these 3 spirits had a really difficult situation with her. And they had a lot of resentment from previous lives. They could not forgive her. So they were always trying to destroy her. And they didn't know how to destroy her. They perturbed her a lot, but they couldn't do much more. But they were always able to destroy her relationships. So she could never have a marriage because these spirits were working on it. And then one time, the benefactors arrived to the spirits and told them, I think it's better for you to calm down. Because if you calm down, if you do not destroy her relationship with this new person she is right now, we are going to be able to help you 3. And they listened and they helped. And they're like, okay, so you're going to help us. How? We are not going to destroy the relationship. Okay, fine, we are not doing it. So they stopped. And then that was the time she continued with the relationship. She was able to get married to that man. And she received the 3 spirits as her kids. 1 year, the next year, and the next year. So she mentions that to Chico Xavier, that's a story that Maíse is telling. And she mentioned, oh, I'm so happy. Since I got my kids, I don't have more this disturbed mediumship. I don't see this spirits driving me crazy anymore. Such a blessing. But Chico knew the spirits were her 3 kids. Isn't that amazing? And yes, of course, these 3 kids, they will not be little angels because they had very, very hard problems with her. Difficulties from the past. But we also know the mothership is a blessing. And because we have this veil of forgiveness that, thank God, we all have it, she did not remember who they were. And God gives us this little angel, so fragile, chubby, cute, with this that we forget everything and we love, love, love. And then when they grow up, that's when, you know, the problems come, the teenager years. Ooh. So that's when the mother has to be strong and to love that child and understand that doesn't matter what problem is there, it is probably connected from a previous life, but in this life she's a mother and she has to discipline and love, because this is not just the love like, okay honey, okay, you are really terrible, you're crazy, insane, but I love you. No. It's not that. It's like, you cannot do this because of this and this. You cannot do this because in the past the parents used to say, you cannot do it, I'm saying that's it. But nowadays we know we have to explain why. The kids are very much intelligent. They are much more intelligent than my own generation. So you can talk to them and they will understand. But this is just one of these beautiful stories that Maíse was telling to us that I was listening today. So in this case, so he was afraid of working on this particular case, and he decided to stay home, almost like the lazy spirit staying home doing nothing. And then he says, I hid the gift that you recommended me to apply. Here I return such a wealth back to you without a minimal touch of my part. Meaning, I didn't do anything, but I did not destroy. It's here. Boom. Perfect as you gave it to me. Is it good? When you receive something to develop, to create, to make it bigger, to help others using that, and you don't do anything, it's really something like you could have done so much and you didn't do anything. That's what the spirits, they tell us that when we discarnate, we wake up in the other side, then our guides tell us, you should have done this, this, and this, but you did only this. And we feel terrible. We feel so ashamed and bad and sad. And we ask to immediately come back. No, please, please, please let me go back because I will do everything right now. It's not exactly like that. Now you have to wait because you really need to study much more to be able to come back and do something better. So God says, unfaithful servant, due to your negligence, there is no other alternative but to restart your work through the obscure obstacles of the beginning. So he has to reincarnate again. And now he's not going to even receive a talent. He's not going to receive anything to help others. He will have to develop within himself. And then the Lord is explaining, you don't ignore that I attribute to you the light of the truth as being the greatest good of all. If both of your fellows did not set everything right, it is because they missed the discernments that you could have given them through your example. So God is explaining that because he did not disseminate the light of the Spiritist teachings, his two other brothers, the other servants, could not fulfill their work in the proper way because they depended on him to receive this light that we are having right now. How many reincarnations we had and how many we were able to see this light and to embrace it. I'm not even saying just about Spiritism because Spiritism is so new, it's from the 1800s, but imagine the teachings of Jesus. How many reincarnations we heard of it, and we heard here, and it left here, and we could care less. So in this one, at least, we are spending time to understand it, to listen, and to apply it. The most important, to apply it. Oh, the time is finishing. And then he said, you run away from giving your example for being afraid of the responsibility of correcting with love and work with instruction. So you didn't do what was expected from you. And then he's complaining a lot. He's feeling that the Lord is not our prayers for the word in a few minutes. So he is feeling sad because he thinks the Lord was good to the other two and was bad for him. And the Lord said, no, you knew it. You were not loyal. And then he is being conducted, the last paragraph. The assistants of the Lord conduct the disloyal servant to the shadows of the resumption, clarifying to him that the law, in fact, is discipline of mercy and justice. But there is one difference. For the individuals who ignore their duty, justice arrives through the permit of mercy. So the justice is more merciful because they didn't know what they were doing. So it's like Jesus when he is already crucified, he's dying, and he's praying, and he's saying, Father, please forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. So in that time, we were there, and they probably were not crying for what was happening to Jesus. But we were the ones who probably were throwing stones. We were cursing. We were telling him, get out of here. Or we just didn't care. Probably, unfortunately. Because if we had paid a little bit of attention, we wouldn't be here right now. we would be much more elevated. But in this case, That's what happens when you don't know something and you make mistakes. God is merciful. Our own conscience is merciful with us because we really didn't know how to have done that. But in the contrary comes for the individuals. Oh, sorry. Justice arrives through the permit of mercy for the ones who don't know. But for the ones who are aware of their duties, mercy comes through prison of justice. So whenever we know what we should do and we don't, the consequences will be harsh, will be difficult. So we have to be careful because the spiritists, they know a lot. We know a lot. We know so much because we have the light of spiritism helping us to see what so many can't. Just a quick example because our time finished. Imagine the mediums. We always say there are mediums everywhere, not just in spiritism, because the mediumship is a cause because of your physical body. You have the gland, the pineal gland, more developed, and you are medium. You can be in any type of society, color, religion. You are a medium. But if you are a spiritist medium, meaning you know Kardec's teachings, you know the Jesus teachings, so you know that you shouldn't charge. For example, you receive for free, you give for free. But you end up charging. You end up benefiting yourself financially, or if it's not financially, some kind of empowerment because of that. So you were using your mediumship to be famous. I don't know, something, you understand what I'm talking about. So you say, oh, but they're everywhere. There are people charging to play tarot cards and something like that. Yes, but they do not know the consequences. Us, spiritists, we know. You know, read the spirit's book, read the medium's book, and it's written there. So this is what he was explaining. So the ones who know and they still don't do what is right, the consequences will be harder. So my friends, let's really try to not be the third servant. Let's really take these gifts we received, it doesn't matter how many they are, and let's employ them the best way possible with whatever qualities or gifts that we have. Let's really try to work hard on it so we can continue our process of evolution. This is super important. So I'm happy we're able to finish. It was long, but it's so beautiful. It's so touching. And I'm happy to be able also to talk a little bit about the difficulties we are having with the protests. And right now, I want to end with this prayer that I'm doing every night at 10 p.m. And I ask you also to do it. Please just mark on your cell phone, and you can do it. Together, we are stronger. So at this moment, I invite you to do this prayer, just 1 minute, and then we can end this study of tonight. God, our Mother, our Father, thank you so much for bringing us together tonight. Thank you so much for the lights we received. At this moment, we would like to involve our whole planet within our love, even if it's so little and so simple. We would like to dedicate our positive thoughts to this beautiful planet that you gave to us to live. And there are so many beautiful things within it. And unfortunately, many times we choose to look at what is wrong, what is ugly, what is bad. But at this moment, we want to be thankful for it. It's our home. is the place that we have to come back to live again and again, improving every time we return. And within it, we want to send this love to our brothers and sisters who have been going through the difficult test of the coronavirus, who are sick, who are recovering, to all the people that are responsible for helping them, for all the people who are also exposed to this disease and they have to work to continue providing to the society. We want to shower our love, this bright energy, so they can be protected, they can feel good, they can feel safe. The sick ones might be able to benefit from it. And we feel our physical bodies is strong. So if we have to go through this test, we will be able to have strength to recover from it. But now we also want to send our love to all our brothers and sisters who feel discriminated, who feel harsh pains within themselves, most of the time because of their color, especially here in the United States. But we know that this discrimination goes all over the planet. There is always some kind of discrimination. If it's not because of the color of the skin, it's because of many different reasons. We know the planet is still extremely different of each other, but one day love will overcome and all the creatures will understand their differences and they will help each other. So until then, Master Jesus, we ask you to help us to be part of this chain of love and connecting one to another. We will be able to make this change strong. So with our faith and our hope, we will continue spreading love through this planet. Please stay with us now and always. Thank you so much. So be it. Very good, my friends. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Was a beautiful study. It's a beautiful, 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 beautiful analysis of this parable. And I really recommend, if you can, chapter 30, if you can read more and feel it within yourselves there. Thank you so much for being with us. And I hope you can come back again next Thursday. God bless you all. Be safe and let's continue our improvement. Bye.